Welcome to another episode of Back to the Basics. I had to kick this one off. It's ridiculous out here. We got piles of snow. It's super windy. You can barely see the water. So I'm down here at Macaulay Point. This is where I come every morning with my dogs. We get a good run in. There's always a spectacular view. Every day is a little bit different down here. But today, significantly different for Victoria. Typically this time of year, we got daffodils almost out. We got tulips coming up in the gardens. Up until 2 days ago, even yesterday, they were out of the ground. They were coming up. 3 more weeks, we would have had flowers in the gardens. Today, I'd say we're probably 6 to 8 inches of snow already. So today, we're gonna be working on ribs. We're gonna do a potato galette. It's gonna be a spectacular Sunday dinner. We're gonna get the fire started. We're just gonna hang out inside. Okay, so after that intro of getting absolutely decimated with snow, and I know for a lot of you people in the rest of Canada, maybe not Vancouver Island, are just gonna call us a bunch of wussies, and to be quite frank, I'm okay with that. But it was a proper East Coast storm. It's still snowing outside actually, and we're upwards of 14 inches of snow. So it's shut the city down. You can't really go anywhere. So we're just gonna have some fun in the kitchen. So like I said in my intro, we're doing ribs. So, such a great meal. So I've already got ribs cut in half. They're already in my pot, ready to go in the oven. The oven's already preheating. I got it at 275. We'll go kind of low and slow. Probably have it in there for about 4 hours. Stink up the house nice. Okay. I've got just some orange juice and a bit of water, just for some added liquid. So we'll throw that in there. Keep it easy. Blood oranges. I'm gonna use pretty much the entire orange. So we're gonna do some zest. Then we're just gonna go ahead and cut it in half. We're gonna squeeze it and throw it in. Blood oranges typically you're only ever gonna find in the winter. They're always such a treat without question. I love using them. They're great in desserts. Great for savory, great for all the things. You can see this outrageous color. So nice. Still tastes like an orange, but we'll just do a little bit fancy for the show, right? So give it a good squeeze, fire it in, get those juices going. I've done a coarse chop just on one onion, half an onion, sorry. I'm gonna throw that in. Got some kind of fun, I've never tried this barbecue sauce before, Stubbs. So it's a sweet heat, right? Pick what you got at the grocery store and give it a go. So let's fire some of that in here. And we don't need quite the whole bottle, probably just half. And we're just having fun at home. We're not set to any one thing. So in the fall we made some plum jam with some candied ginger in it. So sweet, a bit of sweet and sour, right? So we've got two or three plum trees in the back. Incredible year this year. I thought at the beginning of the season, we were going to lose probably a couple of the trees, didn't see a ton of flowers. Then all of a sudden there was just a prolific amount of fruit. So we spent a couple days making some killer jam. So we're going to throw probably three tablespoons. Fire that in there. Just a little bit of sweet. Away we go. The other thing that we have as one of our treats, right? Making all this stuff is our demi. So let's just get some demi in there. Plop that in. That's it. I'm gonna throw a couple bay leaves in there. Fire it in the oven. Alrighty. So we're gonna make a potato galette. Potato galette. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've already peeled a bunch of potatoes. I've got my mandolin out. So really, a potato galette is just layers of potatoes, okay? It's pretty straightforward to make. So we're gonna put potato, we're gonna put some salt and pepper, some butter, and we're gonna do a number of layers. Then we're gonna jack this thing up with some Parm cheese, fire it in the oven, let it set, we're good to go. Super easy, but it's certainly a restaurant favorite one that I've served for a lot of years. So slicing tools, mandolin, you can get these at most grocery stores, definitely in Chinatown. Or just go on Amazon and pick one up. They're not terribly expensive, but they certainly make your life significantly easier. So as you get towards the end, use the guard. There has been issues in the past, not me, of people cutting themselves, and it's a whole mess. Blood everywhere, body parts everywhere. Maybe not quite that bad, but nonetheless. So nice and thin. They don't have to be super thick by any stretch. Using my guard again. There we go. So you can see I've got a pretty good layer of potatoes here. So just give the base of it just a quick how's she going? Just for those taters to sit on. There we go. And then you want to overlap them just a little by about half, right? Because we want stability within this as it sets. So it actually looks pretty cool too. So it seems like one of those jobs, like really, why would I do this? It looks like it takes way too long. Really, this is a 15, 20-minute job, super straightforward. Once you've made it once, you can certainly make it 100 times, right? It can actually turn into a bit of a family favorite. It certainly is in our house. So if we're doing, bringing guests over or, holiday, things along those lines, I get the old, okay, Jason. Actually, it's not Jason at that point in time. We typically share all the duties around the house making dinner. So then when we do have company over, it's a special occasion. It becomes, okay, chef, what's for dinner? And P.S. I'd like to have a potato galette. So it's definitely a good one for us and the family. So layer on the butter all the way across that top layer. There we go. Let's season it up. Can be fairly liberal for sure. There we are. We'll get into another layer. And you can make it 3 layers, you can make it 10 layers, 40 layers, makes no difference to me. It just depends on how long you want to stand here putting taters in a fun little design. So in the oven, 350 degrees. This is roughly going to take about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour realistically. And then we'll compress it when it comes out of the oven. Okay, so I'm going with 5 layers this time. And like I said, you can really do whatever you want. So this will stand up nice and tall once it's finished in the oven and cools down and sets enough that we can, realistically we can cut different shapes out of it if we like. But it's each really to their own. So last, salt and pepper. Yes, I grabbed pre-grated parm. Not a big deal. We want to really coat the top, full of cheese, all the way around. I can't wait to have this. This is awesome. This is going to be great. This is going to be fantastic. Perfect. So our galette's ready to go in the oven. Like I said, about 350, 45 minutes to an hour. So the galette's out of the oven, about, again, 350, about an hour. You can do the old knife test if you want. Make sure that it goes in nice and easy. But we know that it's all taken care of. We've got a little bit of golden brown on here. So one of the tricks that we would typically do in the restaurant is we're going to weight this and actually put it in the fridge basically overnight. So what that looks like, just a piece of parchment. Got the exact same size dish. It's just going to sit right on top. And we're going to put some weight on it. So what that's going to do is going to help compact. So when you go to the restaurant, you get a fillet, you get a steak, and you got this nice tower of potatoes like that potato galette. That's one of our tricks. Compact it, get it nice and tight, get those starches holding together, and then from there we cut it out, knock it out, and away we go. So just a little restaurant trick. Really, nobody's going to be too worried about it. What you can do from here: stick a spoon in it, serve it up, gobble it up, eat it, do whatever you want. Makes no difference to me whatsoever. But that's our potato galette. All right, so we've got our ribs. They're looking fantastic. You can see all the bones. They move around pretty good, which is excellent. Okay, just keep remembering whenever we're doing a reduction, we're going to get some of these impurities off the top, which is the oil and stuff. So the ribs obviously are going to bring off a fair amount of fat. So and that's essentially what this is. So just keep it a skim. We're just reducing. Ribs are obviously out of the oven. They're nice and tender. All right, so we've got our ribs. They're looking fantastic. You can see all the bones. They move around pretty good, which is excellent. We're taking our sauce, so our braising liquid, reduce the hell out of this thing. So kind of sauce consistency, right? So I'm gonna hit it with a couple nubs of butter. Get that in there. Give it a nice stir. That Monte Oburro, really get that lovely color. Start getting that sheen to it. Oh, I think we got another. Let's throw a little bourbon in there. That'll be fun. It's just what the doctor ordered, right? Most shows we're doing a little something with something, and I think a little bit of bourbon in here would be great. All right, fantastic. So the galettes, they look fantastic. They've got beautiful golden color to them. Not quite as high. That was 5 layers, ironically. But we did it in a pretty big dish. So as it cooled down, once it was cold, just cut out little squares, fired it in the oven for a few minutes, heated them back up, hit it on a broil, and there we go. Potato galette. Ribs, they've turned out fantastic. A little bit better than I expected them to be, considering using products that I had never used before. So that's one of the fun parts about doing this show. Hopefully it works out. So far it's been thumbs up. So these just came out of the oven. Bit of a reheat, probably 20 minutes, all sauced up like you just saw. Finish it off maybe 5 minutes on broil. Needs just a little bit more love on the top. Get a little bit more of that sauce on. Oh, mercy. And then it's time to serve it up. So, nice rack. Boom. There we go. Eating for 3. That's it. There we go. All right. Love you guys. Stay safe.